Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Lincoln Children's Museum. Today is a special edition of Boredom Busters because today is the 4th of May, which, if you say it right, May the 4th be with you. It sounds like saying, may the force be with you, which is, of course, a very important sentence in all of the Star Wars world. So today, we have some Star Wars activities. Let's see, our little printable here. This is one that you can easily do on your computer, but it might be a little bit more fun if you are able to print it out and cut out from the top. We've got a little baby Yoda, and we have a couple of ideas here of Star Wars words, but here we're going to have do how to spell some important words from Star Wars, like force, the force. So find that F, the F, the O, R, C, and E. So think of as many Star Wars words as you can and help baby Yoda teach Kazoo how to spell them. Now, for a very fun activity, I have taken some ideas from a couple to put together a Jedi training course. In the Star Wars universe, the Jedi are the Knights of the Light Side. So they have to go through some pretty intense training from the time that they are very young children. We have some ideas like take your cornhole boards, put on a picture of the Death Star around it, and your beanbags are going to be bombing the Death Star. So you want to defeat. So check out these ideas. There are a lot of fun ones, and there are even more ideas. These were just a few. We have the source on there, so check those out and see if you can find some other fun ones to do. Now, for our book recommendation today, Little Golden Books actually has a whole series of Star Wars stories, and many of them are on YouTube to listen to. This is The Revenge of the Sith, and it's adapted by Jeff Smith. All pretty fun, and I think that there's one channel where the same guy is doing story time with very many of them. So check those out if you're a Star Wars fan. Now, if you're my age, you probably remember when this song came out. This one, it is Weird Al. Weird Al Yankovic. He makes parody songs, and they are usually very good. This one is called The Saga Begins, and it is all about that first Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 1, The Saga Begins. This is the official video from Weird Al Yankovic, and I definitely recommend listening to it. It's very catchy. And for our video recommendation, we have from the series Science and Star Wars. There's a whole series of these videos on YouTube. I chose speeders and hover vehicles because in Star Wars, many of the planets that you go to, there are all sorts of different vehicles than you would expect to see on Earth today. Now, the most fun ones are those hover vehicles, because all of our cars touch the ground, but in Star Wars, they hover. So this video goes into the science of what scientists on Earth, if they were to try to figure out how to make a vehicle hover, this is what they would do. And we've actually developed some. They're not very practical, but they're pretty fun. So check out this video for some science behind how to get a vehicle to hover above the ground. right, now for our craft today, you may have read the books they're very popular with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade last I checked. It is The Strange Case of Origami Yoda. And in that book, there is origami. Origami is paper folding. So I did this one. We've got a more complicated and a little bit of an easier version here. I did the more complicated one before the video. So there's my little Yoda origami there. Now I did this one with a piece of paper that was 1/4 of a sheet of paper. Now I think that if I were to do it again, I might make it a little bit skinnier. I think that the ratio, the size of this paper wasn't quite correct. I would make it a little bit narrower. I like tight, but he's a little bit too wide. But here we have this easy one, and we can do this one together. So on this one here, this one is much easier than the other one. So fold over one side, and then fold over the other side. And you want it to overlap just a little bit. All right. Now, we're going to fold these ones out. So you want to get to the corner and about 1/3 of the way up. And this is one origami here that does not require a square piece of paper. This one requires a rectangle. So if you're used to regular origami, you need to have that thin square paper. This one we're using rectangles. All right, and now once you get those two folded down, I'm gonna fold down the top like this, and there we have a little Yoda. Now I'm gonna add on a face here. Here are his eyes. So this part has become his face. He's given a nice big smile. Now, because I would like to see the ears a little bit better, I'm going to choose a green marker and put in some little marks on his ears, because he's got kind of little wrinkly ears. So there's his ears. And we know Jedi wear brown robes. So this part's his head, here's his ears, and this part is his robe. So I'm going to go ahead and color that robe brown. And there you have it. There's our easier one with just a couple folds there, really, and our more complicated one with many folds. Now this one is actually about the size. But if I put some tape on there, I could use it as a little hand puppet. How fun. All right, now we also have a couple of activities using science, but it looks like magic. Now in the Star Wars series, using the Force is very important for both the light side and the dark side. So here we have one. Now this one's not on our parent guide. It just occurred to me this morning that I wanted to do this one with you. Now this one, we are going to be using just a couple of simple ingredients. Water, black pepper, ground black pepper. It works better if it comes in the container like this rather than grinding it yourself. The pieces here are just a lot smaller. A little bit of soap and a bowl. So the challenge here, you can challenge your friends. Okay, are you a Jedi? Do you have the Force? Let's see. So pour your water in your dish, sprinkle some black pepper on the surface, and try to get your friends to be able to push that pepper to the sides of the bowl. Do you think you can do it? How do you get that over there? So after your friends try, after your brothers and sisters and parents try to push that pepper away using the Force, this is the secret. Put a little bit of soap, just a little bit, on the tip of your finger. Don't show anybody. and say, well, I have the force. Push that pepper away using the force. You want to see that again? So, the way that this works, water is pretty neat stuff. It actually has what is called cohesion, and surface tension is what people normally call it. Have you ever filled up a glass of water and filled it up so that it's actually more full than the glass, or there's a bubble of water on top? That happens because those water molecules really like sticking together. But soap cancels that. So here we have this finger, no soap. This finger has soap on it. The pepper on the top is floating. And the way that it floats is that tension, that cohesion, is holding it up, kind of like the surface of a balloon or something. But now the soap breaks that surface tension and pushes that pepper away. So try that at home. That's a fun way to use the force. And we also have one more area over here. Now this is using static electricity, and it can sure look like you're using magic. Now I have here an empty can and a balloon and a PVC pipe. Now the PVC pipe, you may not have this at home. Hopefully you do have a balloon. The PVC pipe is pretty cool though, because it is the shape of a lightsaber. So check this out. If you take your can and lay it on its side, oh, my table has a little bit of a tilt to it. There we go. And you need a piece of felt or a wool sweater, or even your hair can work. So rub this. Now think about in the winter time when it's so dry here. Every time you touch something, you get shocked, right? Now this, I'm making it happen on purpose. I'm using the force to pull that can around. But really what's happening is I've created a static charge on my pipe and it pulls the can along. Now, I have an activity linked, making an orb. And I have tried with so many different kinds of tinsel, and I thought I had it when I got this tinsel. This is the very skinniest ever tinsel. And that's what everybody on the internet said would work. I haven't been able to get it to work. So I want all of you to try it. And if you can get it to work, take a video and connect it here so that I can see it working. Now what you need to do is get 6 strands of the very thin tinsel and tie a knot. And then 6 inches farther down, tie another knot. And that can be kind of tricky to get with those 6 strands. And those knots need to be about 6 inches apart, and then trim the ends. Now, take your PVC pipe or your balloon, and you want to charge it for about 10 seconds. This is what everybody said online, and I saw some videos where it worked. I wonder if the moisture in the spring air is making it not work. This might be an experiment for winter time here in Lincoln. And it's supposed to, see? Oh, it keeps almost doing it. It's supposed to jump off and float around. So look at the source link. Science Bob, he has a really awesome video doing this. I can't get it to work. If you can, please do put that on, take a video, link it to us here. I would love to see it. So if you don't have that PVC pipe, I'll show you on this balloon. We can do that aluminum can one again. All right, now I'm gonna use a bigger piece here because the balloon is a lot bigger than that pipe. So this is some fleece. Fleece works. Felt works, your dry, clean hair can work. So here it is with a balloon. Getting that candle, oh, I got my tinsel. So try out different static experiments using different things. Try a water balloon. I think the water balloon might work a little better than the big balloon. One of the things is it's hard to get that balloon fully charged because it's so big. And then I think that my hand might be making a problem too by holding it like this. Let's see. Maybe we just need to try it. So try different things. Try balloons, try felt, try anything. Anything that gets you a shock in the wintertime might work. Oh, there we go. All right, now I do have a joke. Another important set of characters in Star Wars is the droids, like R2-D2 and C-3PO, BB-8. Now, Miss Katie.
Yes, Miss Greta?
Why was the droid getting so angry?
I don't know, why?
Because people kept pushing his buttons. All right, may the 4th be with you, everybody. I hope you have a lot of fun today doing all sorts of Star Wars related things. I know that there's a lot of fun Star Wars shows for people of all ages, and all these activities and more available online. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow morning at 10:30 for a special Cinco de Mayo edition.